1.13 Season 5 Lofty Vagary. Sunday, August 20th, 2017.
My tactical visor is charging. Stay away.
That's a good new interaction I haven't seen before. EMP. 3. EMP, EMP, EMP. 2. Genji and Fist. Soldier outside. Good kill. Genji hacked. I'm gonna keep it. Definitely. Post it, keep it. Takeaways. You can cycle around 2 or 3 of the most important health packs at all times, and you can play your whole game around just cycling the health packs, making sure they're fresh, trying to do as much work as you can do in between each little hacking. If your aim is as on point as fuck, also, you can force situations. I can full on go for an assassination and get it. I would say almost half the time now if they're by themselves. If it's a 1-on-1, if I start off with a hack, then they can't do anything. And especially if we happen to be near a health pack, you know, boom. So the thing is, you want to set your nests up, your nests. Fuck this map. I hate like almost pretty much all the 2CP maps. I think I'll defend here though because I don't really like it though. I don't like defending here. I'm not gonna fucking put it this map. See what I got. So yeah, anything else I wanted to focus on and takeaway wise? Something about the aim that I need to not be squeamish. That's not the word. Is that the word? I think it's the word. Squeamish. Let me set that up real quick. I need to not be squeamish about Bella Falcone, by the way, in the background there. I think she's like a model or something. I got that shit off Reddit. One of those Reddit model pages, whatever. Anyway, easily made to feel sick, faint. I don't think that's the word. Having strong word use. Yeah, that's not the word. The word is like, what am I trying to express here? Easily not excessively fastidious, scrupulous, easily offended. No, that's not the word I'm looking for. I'm looking for the word like, I can't be afraid to just basically, it's afraid I guess is the word, but like, it's too kind. Skittish. Maybe skittish is the word. Skittish. I try to be precise with my wordage. Skittish. Skittish. Decidedly easy, scared, playfully frivolous, or unpredictable. I don't know. Anyway, I can't just be like afraid to like dump DPS on people and just track. See, here's the thing. Here's one thing. This is the takeaway I've been trying to get to that evading my mind. That has been evading my mind. Genjis and Tracers, I can one-on-one them kind of easily now. I can hit them reliably. That's what it is. I can't be afraid to like start dumping DPS onto a Genji or Tracer before. Like especially when I was doing wrist aiming, but like before January, probably January 25th, I believe I went to wrist aiming. Oh wow, it's now August. We're almost 7 months past that, 7 months past that almost. My arm aiming has come along a lot. It's beautiful. I appreciate it. I'm glad about it. And my arm aiming has increased my skill a lot. But anyway, basically I'm talking about putting my sensitivity low. You know, I'm rocking like a 1600 DPI, and then pretty much a 1 for most people, 1 something. I go 1600 because of the whole thing about pixel skipping. I don't even know if that is true anymore and shit. Oh, my Winston's at a 2? What's my Rhine at? I might need to take my Winston down. I don't know. I don't play Winston enough lately. I'm not playing a lot of people enough lately because I've just been dumping so many hours into Sombers. But Carolina. Is it Carolina? Carolina. I think it's Carolina. Carolina Rivasa. I was just like, because she said it in one of her YouTube videos. Okay, I'm meandering here. I need to focus. I'm regressing. Anyway, point being, I need to just one-on-one the Genjis and Tracers. Find them, see where they are, hack them, kill them, make them change, dude. Make them annoyed. See, that's something I don't like doing either. There's a couple things that I need to address that I don't like doing, that I need to just begin to like doing, just begin to have a habit. I don't like kind of being so mean / rude to people that you just like for example, like I could, like, sometimes I know, like, I'm better than someone. Say for example a Hanzo on the opposing team or a McCree, and it's usually one of those because they don't have a lot in their kit IMO in terms of like one-on-oneing people and shit. You know, they fuck the scatter up or the flash bang, the fucking pocket sand, then that's game, right? For them, if you're smart and you're good and you have dodge game, then you can kind of juke off the McCree and a Genj. But I mean McCree and Hans, in my opinion, from my experience, sometimes their aim is so good that you can't juke them out, and you know they'll kill you in like 1 or 2 arrows or bullets or whatever. So make sure you're fucking, you know, you're what is my point here? Okay, so in a situation where I see, okay, clearly a McCree, a Hans on the opposing team, I can maybe just keep killing them all game, get free O charge from that. Make sure just completely take one of my opponents, one of their mates, one of my opposing forces mates. I can completely take them out of the game. I often don't do it, and I veer away from that. Why? I think it's just like the biggest thing. It's just like I'm a nice guy. It's weird, and it translates into my play, and it's like in this kind of shit, that needs to not be the case. You can't be kind about this, and it's weird. This is probably a weird thing to like highlight, talk about, like, but this is maybe something else that other people can reflect on. Like, I'm not putting the foot on the neck and crushing when it comes to, like, that's the metaphor, I don't know, for some reason in my head. You know, like, just stomping them out like a Genji and a Tracer. Like, I've been able to probably one-on-one them reliably for a month, or at least a month now. I started really feeling in July. I got when did I get my monitor? I got a 144 hertz monitor in like a couple months ago. I think it was end of May, something like that, May, June. Again, this is August 20th, 2017, a Sunday. Anyway, so I've had for 2 or 3 months now 144 hertz monitor. Probably about, yeah, definitely sometime mid-July until the present. I now know that I can pretty much, in my opinion, in my mind, what it feels like, I can reliably do in a Tracer or Genji. At first, I honestly thought, as good as my aim is now, I somewhat was thinking it was a fluke at first, like it wasn't going to stick around and shit. It was like I was just going to see flickers for a long time / a while / a long time before flickers of really just insane good pro type shit aim. I thought I was just going to see, but until, I don't know, another several months or something to a year. But no, it's the case now already that, because at the beginning they were a troll for me. I was feeling like at the beginning of this game, when I first got this game, for the first 6 to 8 months probably, because I would be trying to shoot a Tracer or Genji, hitting them a little bit, but not hitting them so often that I was like, you know what, you probably shouldn't even be going for them. They should be last, because it was like, if you're missing this much, you could be actually dumping reliable, actually hitting damage on anybody else. A lot of other people, like Widow, Baby Diva, Widow, and Sombra to some extent, and even Mercy. Those were hard models for me to hit before too, and now I can pretty much reliably hit them. So another takeaway I'm thinking, it's crossing my mind now. I guess it's really good for me to do this. Good for probably anyone to do this, I guess. Just, just reflect on your shit. Think about it. Okay, so on your play style and how you play and etc. I can almost reliably assassinate what do you call it, healers and shit now. Healers, I say and shit, like almost anyone one-on-one if I find them. And it's just an open, fair one-on-one in terms of like we just saw each other and we're both starting to begin to do damage to one another. I feel like I can reliably one-on-one most people. Why is this so long? Why am I recording this so long? Well, more than anything, I really like to see, like, I'm putting all these videos out, every video I put up, without really advertising myself to people and shit yet, because it's just a documentation of my progression into pro status, whatever it is. I started at the very beginning posting something called like Amateur to Awesome, whatever. Try to do that series in 2011 too, with like pro fucking what do you call it, fighting games like Marvel vs. Capcom. It specifically is what it was. It was not enough money in that though, more than anything. And then like I'm just way behind the fucking learning curve, power curve, whatever you want to call it. I'm way behind. Like the people that are really, really good at that, they've put so many years and hours already, and it would be wiser for me to put the time into other things, especially things I've been putting more time into already in my life, which is like computer gaming and shit like that. MOBA, FPS, yeah. So, anyway, I started off called Amateur Awesome Series, like the first video I posted, because I was gonna, this is just my progression from Amateur Awesome. I thought I was gonna make it really episodic and blah blah blah, but I found I didn't really have time to edit and all that shit. So I was like, I might as well just record my videos, throw them up, and that way I'll have some kind of tracking of my progression, some kind of history of it online. So I just wanted to say that this was the point where I just wanted to document that this was the point where it occurred, that I noted, okay, my aim is good enough to really go, to really like fucking one-on-one almost anybody. Here's another thing, another takeaway that I have not been able to shine light on, that I've wanted to shine light on for myself. If there's a Genji and Tracer, I need to be pretty much making it my job to take care of one of them. Especially as Sombra, if I'm playing Sombra these games. I've been playing her a lot. See, there's so many ways to play Sombra, in my opinion. Like, there are, like, and that's, I'm saying that hyperbolic statement. There's so many ways to play Sombra. With the idea of, like, how do I put this? Like, if you're drawing nuanced lines, if you're saying, okay, well, you can play her this way, you can play her this way, you can play her this way. If you want to be really nuanced and specific, like, let me just give you a handful of ways to play her. You can play her with your squad mates. You can play her without your squad mates. Those are two big, huge trees that fall into other ways, fall into other things. If you're playing with your squad mates, you can be hacking certain targets, certain specific targets. You can be like, every time a Genji Tracer comes up, I'm just going to hack them too. I'm just going to say my hacks for them. Every time a Diva comes up, I'm just going to say my hack for her. You can do that. Those are different ways to play her. You could be like, I'm just saving my hack for packs, and I'll have 4 packs at any given point in the game. And if your squad wants to build around you, play around you, you can probably run that. But you can't be trying to, it seems like 2-3 packs is what you can keep up reliably and still participate in the battle. I've tried to run, keep 4 packs hacked. It's too, like, you're not participating enough in the fray. You're not in the, in the actual firefights and shit enough if you're trying to keep 4 hacked, like, most of the game. You can keep, this is the thing, you want to keep 3, and that one of those, you wanna this is my thought process, since I haven't necessarily revealed this or whatever. One of those three, you can kind of be rotating between two less important ones. So you're giving that impression to people that you have 4 hacked, and or that impression to people that every time I go to a pack, it's gonna be hacked. Every time I go to one, it's like there's no point in trying to go to packs. I might as well stick around my healers. And this is something I haven't thought about, is the fact that doing that forces teams together a little bit more, forces clumps, because if they're smart, they're going to be playing around their healers, probably defending their healers a little more, because they can't even rely on packs, you know? It does draw a little bit of aggro too, I'm thinking. But see, the thing I love about Sombra too is, like, you can easily, boom, hit a button, you know, have your backdoor up. As long as your backdoor, your translocator's up, boom, you hit a button, you're out of there. You're out of there, and you just washed all your aggro away. Completely aggro wipe, cleanse. It's almost like there was some move in WoW where, I don't know, like, I think the priest could do it. It was like phase shift or something like that, and then, like, I don't know, they would go transparent a little bit, and then fucking they would just drop a lot of aggro. Like, a lot of the aggro would fall off of them. Not 100%, but yeah, it was really reliable. I don't remember, but it's that kind of thing, that kind of phase shift. If you're privy to WoW, World of Warcraft. So there's a lot of things, damn, and it's interesting because there are things I'm unearthing right now. Okay, let's talk about the ways you can play Sombra. You can play her. See, I've been playing her as an assassin, and since her inception, since she came out, I remember, you know, I've been tracking, I've been paying attention to her and shit. And I've been paying attention to the dialogue about her that occurs in like, you know, Reddit and stuff like that. And everyone has been saying from the beginning, from what I've read, she's a quote-unquote disruptor. She's a fucking support off healer. Just, in my opinion, a lot of silly shit, but I mean, some of it has some truth to it. I don't know, but I'm not getting into the depths of... I don't like people saying she's an off healer. That's not... I don't think that's true. That's not good to think of, like, that she's any kind of real viable heals. I don't know. The more than anything, I feel like Diamond and Below, which is all I've been to, as you can see. Diamond and Below, like, it's apparent that, like, to me, people don't appreciate a Sombra in your squad enough, in the sense that they're not using the packs enough. They're not trying to set up by packs often enough, like, you know, stand around them and shit. They're not trying to beckon enemies to packs often enough. They're not saying, hey Sombra, this pack is almost expiring, or hey Sombra, this thing just came off of, you know, a hack. Can you refresh the hack on this pack? They're not appreciating a Sombra. This is what I mean. They're not. So from my experience of Diamond and Below, pretty much Gold to Diamond, I'm sure if around Gold to Diamond they're not doing this. Below, they're probably not doing this. I've never been below Gold, but anyway, they're not appreciating the Sombras at this level. I don't like calling her an off healer or considering her an off healer, because for people to not even appreciate Sombra at this level of play, like, I feel like below most of the levels of play, they're not taking advantage of the health packs enough. More than anything, and this is how I play it, conceptually, it's come around, what am I at, 120 hours? Technically like 130 plus, because like I said, 10 on PTR. Let me go to this. So around 60 to 70 hours in on Sombra. For sure, about 20 to 30 I intuited it, but at about 60 plus, I've been on about my strat with Sombra more than anything with the hacking is have 1 or 2 hacked for myself, and then the rest is just a kind of general denial. Like, okay, for example, Volskaya, point B, you have that fat pack that I always hack in your area. That's a very, very important one. Hack the main, the 1 or 2 most important ones that just now, I think it was Legion on Tower I was playing on the same, I think it was the same recording, but this is why I want to keep this one, because I was really smart about, okay, just hack the mid right by the fray, the small right by the fray, one on my squad, one on the opposing team squad, their side, and then the fat on the side, and that's all you really need. You don't need that fat on the far edge where, you know, the stairs are, and you can go to the top on that Legion control center. you don't need that one in that corner. Not really. Like, situational hacks. This is the thing. If you're one-on-oneing someone and you think they might get one right there, they might get one by you. Or if you're one-on-oneing and you're starting the one-on-one off, and say it's like a widow, somebody where you're not gonna get a lot of value out of hacking them specifically. Like, see, I don't like to hack a McCree or Hans. There's other good examples because I want to see them fuck the flashbang up. I want to see them fuck the scatter up. Slash, I just want to naturally just juke it, outsmart them with it, stay out of their range of the flash, or walk around enough, like fucking what's the word? Twinkle toes. Not right now, man. Just recording something right now. Thanks though. I think this was a woman. Yeah. I should play. I always try to play with the girls in this game. I come from the top 26. I come from a time. I come from a time like a fucking old shit now. Like, no, but in my experience, in my experience, you don't I started playing online gaming a lot at like 12. So 14 years ago, from like 12 to 18, 12 to 20, so rare to find a girl online in my age. From my experience is what I mean. From my experience of going from age 12 at gaming to 20 years old, even 21, 22, I feel like not until League of Legends, like 2012, 2013, 2014, did League of Legends start kind of beckoning girls in and stuff to an extent. It's exciting when I see oh shit, yeah, but anyway, I'm rambling. This is why I should stream, because I fucking go on about like nothing for a long time. What was the other thing I wanted to say? There's like one more thing. Damn. One more takeaway. So, take the one-on-ones. I was like, okay, so, yeah, the only reason you should be hacking a health pack that's off the beaten path, that's something to think of. Off the beaten path, meaning it's not, off the usual route that people go. Health pack that's not the usual. You want to hack packs that are where people usually go. Like, and the only time you really want to hack one when they're not there is if you're doing dives from that one. If you're doing dives from that one, okay, you need that one. You want nobody, you don't discourage people from even going over there. So I played earlier today, I was doing Hollywood, and usually that small pack area I dive from, I went ahead and changed it to that fat pack in the corner around there, and nobody really contested me over there. That's the other thing. People don't want to contest you on a pack, especially one-on-one. Even a two-on-one, they kind of want to, but you can still kind of do one of them if your aim is really good, especially if one of them is 50% or low when the battle starts, when the little, firefight, little skirmish starts of the one-on-two or whatever. So let me backtrack a little bit more and go back to me saying there's so many ways to play Sombra that this is why I'm dumping so many hours onto her. I feel like she is maybe, in my opinion, I feel like she's kind of the most viable in the game. And now that's weird to say, right? Because she's not at the highest levels used the most. I'm gonna be honest, Tracer and Pharah, at least, I still don't see the value in Genji all the way. Although I will note that I know he's played a lot at the highest level. I think I just don't like his playstyle. I always feel so retarded. Just throwing shurikens. Like, this nigga has like 1 million shurikens in his kit. Like, it just feels stupid to just not use my sword most of the time as a ninja. Like, or not be able to just, like, I guess he has the little melee sword, but it still only does 30 like everyone else. So it's like, that's why I think I don't like playing him the most. Besides the fact that I feel like you don't get a lot of value out of the wall climb unless it's like Anubis Point B or Ilios Well, which is like pretty much the only times I play Genji. Still got 42 hours. That makes sense, I guess. There's probably some math that can be done there to figure out how often I get well in Anubis based on the fact that he's my 7th most played hours and shit. But I don't know math that well. I mean, it might not be that advanced. I did get to calculus in high school, but I mean, I'm not English major, English degree and all that shit, so not a math dude when it comes to all of that shit. But anyway, any other thing I want to talk about at this point, since this is like, since I don't usually do this at this point, I just want to just keep talking, oddly enough, weirdly enough, but I would stream, and the reason I don't more than anything is because I feel like not only do I feel like I have a lot of bad games. It's not like half of my games are not that good, but it's more because I'm just learning something. I'm trying to practice on learning something, or like lately I've been doing Hans and McCree, and I'm not putting a lot of those up per se because my aim is just not there with both of them where it needs to be. But I don't know. I don't know what else I even want to talk about. Why did I start talking about this? Why did I start rambling in the first place? Because of my takeaways that I would talk about. Might as well do this loot box on cam since it's so long. No good new skins. How disappointing. Voice lines though. I love voice lines. Oh, that's Winston. I thought it was Junkrat.
I tried my best.
That's cute. I love all their voice lines. I'll put that hang on there. Okay. So let's put it there. So, I think I like May's voice lines like that.
Much better than retirement.
I like almost all of them. Everyone does, nothing, justice delivered, nothing from pain. Oh, see, that one's a spam one. No pain, justice delivered, everyone does. Yeah, that's good, fine. Because my bracket ones is bound to the side of my mouse button. What is this? A paw? It's a flag? Interesting flag. Okay, yeah, this is it. I'm just wasting time at this point. Alright, let me... In transmission, start fresh one, get into a new game. Sunday, August 20th, 2017.